Okay, we've got to talk about President Biden and his first address to Congress last night. First off, there was this historic moment with two powerful women right behind the president. Take a look.
Madam Speaker, Madam Vice President. No president has ever said those words from this podium. No president has ever said those words, and it's about time.
That's historical, and it was a bipartisan moment. Just moments before that, Vice President Kamala Harris and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi greeted each other with an elbow bump. And in his speech, the president laid out a bold vision for the country with his American Families Plan. It costs nearly $2 trillion. That's with a T. A lot of the plan could directly affect you and your family, especially if you have kids or grandkids. So let's break it down for you, okay? It expands the child tax credit, lowers the cost of childcare, provides universal preschool and 2 years of free community college. It also creates a national paid family and medical leave program. So that's just some of it. DBL Nation, you know we have to hear from you on this one. What did you think about the president's speech last night and his vision for America? Okay, there it is. Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Tori, what did you make of the speech last night?
Well, he certainly is going big. He is going huge. I mean, it is breathtaking the scope that he wants to cover. Climate change, infrastructure, education, family leave, $400 billion, Sam, just for senior care and living, which 85% of Americans actually want. So think big, think FDR big, think getting dignity back into a lot of workers. I thought it was a bold choice, and I think at some point you're going to see a lot of people not want to rank 39th in infrastructure and 42nd in math. We want to actually compete with the rest of the world, and this is what investing in your citizens look like. I loved it.
And Jeff, before you jump in here, a lot of viewers have something to say. So Bill, right now on Twitter, says the president telling billionaires to pay your fair share should be popular to everyone except to some billionaires, because that's how he's going to pay that $3 trillion, by taxing the ultra wealthy. Greg on Twitter says the president spent less than 3 minutes talking about the crisis at our borders. A lot of you chimed in about that, disappointed. Jonathan on Twitter says communists and compromisers are destroying this nation and no one is discussing it.
Yeah, well, look, Sam, to be perfectly honest, this isn't CNN or Fox News, right? So I take it with a grain of salt. If you're a Democrat, you probably like this speech, right? If you're a Republican, you have questions. And the same thing with Donald Trump speaks or whatever.
Well, so let me ask you, you're an independent and you're also a father.
Right.
What did you make about not having, because you and I both discussed the cost of childcare and the cost of preschool. It can cost many Americans their entire salaries.
It sounds like a great idea, right? Because I have kids that are currently in preschool. So it sounds like a great idea. How fast does this law pass? I don't know. How truthful and how bold are some of these statements? Probably pretty bold. Probably a lot of them won't come to fruition. But the money that we're spending, Sam, again, I don't know politics, and I don't even know how that works. We're spending trillions, not only in just giving away money to try to boost the economy. We have trillions in the plans for the future. I don't understand as a country how that's going to affect us. It's got to be negatively.
Well, if you tax the ultra-rich, it's not going to affect you.
How do you come up with that much money with the ultra-rich? And what are you taking all their money away? They deserve that money.
Well, I think they're taking a lot of the ultra-rich have the means and the resources to find loopholes in order to pay for their taxes,
Don't forget we're pulling out of Afghanistan as well.
All right, great point. Al, final vote. We're running out of time.
I could have just said that. Why didn't you go to Al first?
52%. Well, I wanted to hear from you as a father, because you and I have had those discussions. 52% of you say that you approve. 48% of you say you disapprove. So the Republicans chose South Carolina Senator Tim Scott to deliver their response to the president and his plan for America. Here's just some of what he said.
Our best future will not come from Washington schemes or socialist dreams. It will come from you, the American people. From colleges to corporations to our culture, people are making money and gaining power by pretending we haven't made any progress at all. Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that, and I was surprised at the response from the Republicans, because I felt that this Democratic plan fell right into their wheelhouse, Jeff and Tori, in that it's expensive, and that's their thing, is smaller government, we're not going to tax you. That's their whole thing, you know. And we're talking here about what we heard at Biden's with his address last night. Now, I want to talk briefly about what I've seen and what I felt. And what I've seen in the last weekend is I was picking up food at Cherry Creek last week, and it was a Friday night, and I saw this family come out, and it was the daughter with her boyfriend and the parents. And they had clearly been vaccinated because the dad said something, and the daughter put her arm around her dad and laughed, and they were laughing at whatever they were laughing at. And I was like, I haven't seen that in a year. And then I went to a funeral this weekend, and my mother was there, and she hugged me, and she rubbed the back of my head, and I haven't felt that in a year. So we can talk with all the political theater that we want, but what I've seen and what I've felt feels good, and I hope we move forward.
Amen, Al. Thank you for ending it on that note, because I think, you know, more than anything, all we want is for us to come together. And if we've learned anything from all the suffering in this past year, is human connectivity, family, unity, and I hope that we can reach across that aisle and we can work things out.